Alright, hey guys, it's Luke from Sick the Mag here. Bit different to the usual presentation that you get from Tom, but I'm out here today driving the route for day 3 of Sick Week. Day 3? Yeah. Day 3 of Sick Week from Gainesville to South Georgia Motorsports Park. So yeah, here at the start, Gainesville Raceway, famous for hosting the NHRA Gator Nationals. A lot of cool things have happened here over the years, a lot of history at this track. The first 300 mile/hour run ever in history at this track. So it's a really cool facility. Heaps of room. So we've got, no shortage of space for all you racers and sick waters who will be there. Gonna have awesome track prep. I believe Kurt Johnson's coming down to prep the track for us. So this could be, a record day here in a few weeks' time. But yeah, we're gonna go for a bit of a drive today. Head up to just past Valdosta to South Georgia Motorsports Park, and we're gonna go check it out. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, I want to show you something here. This is our Google Maps route. We're using My Maps to design it. Google Maps can be a little bit tricky trying to get it to play ball when you're sharing the map with lots of people. This one we can't do turn-by-turn directions, so we can't get it to talk to you. But on the plus side, it keeps the same route for everybody. When you set a route in Google Maps, what it can tend to do is reroute everybody depending on traffic, and because it always thinks you want to get somewhere in the quickest time, and obviously that's not our goal for Sick Week. We're going to take you on a preset route that goes the way we want it to go. But we believe we've got it here in such a way that you'll be able to click on the link on the website. It will open up in Google Maps, and then you'll have a blue line that you follow. So it does require a little bit of attention on the screen, I suppose. We will have paper directions as well, but basically, follow the blue line will be the goal. And as long as yourself or your passenger is keeping an eye on it, you should have no troubles keeping the route. So day 3 is really about traveling through a lot of these smaller towns. Where trying to keep you off the interstate as much as possible for this day. That's it. It's a pretty smooth drive so far, like a lot of 2-lane highways. So yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty cruisy day, this one. Alright guys, here we are at what will be the first stop for day 3 of Sick Week. We're at the town of Branford, and this is Branford Springs. So this town's right on the Swanee River, which is kind of a historic river that runs right through northern Florida. So yeah, nice little park here, lots of areas to sort of sit down and chill out and just catch your breath for a bit. We've got some bathrooms back there, which is good. Gas station right up here on the corner if you want to get some snacks or gas. And yeah, pretty nice view of the Swanee River. I'll show you a bit around here. I don't know if you can see down there, but the size of those poles on that dock, this river does go into flood from time to time, and that water level, it can even flood this park. So it gets a lot of water through there. Probably not in February. This is dry season in Florida, but pretty cool. You might catch an alligator or something in these waters. They definitely are in there, but it's a little bit cold for them this time of year too. But what's really cool about here is that there is a freshwater spring right in here. So we'll go check this out. So this is Bradford Spring. If you're feeling pretty hot after a couple of hours of driving and being out the track, this would be a great spot to cool off. You can actually go for a swim in here. It's fresh water, really nice. No alligators, probably too cold for them, but yeah, beautiful clear water. You can see there, a little green from the algae. It's not the most unpolluted of the springs around here, but still plenty nice for swimming. Now it's time to find the next checkpoint. So a little bit of behind the scenes information here. I'm thinking about changing up the route. We were going to head over to Mayo next, I think, but I'm thinking we might head up to I think it's Live Oak next, and and check out that way. The way to Mayo is a little bit isolated. There's not much out there, so you might see what Live Oak has got going on. So one other thing I forgot to add is when you're looking for checkpoints for events like Sick Week, we got a lot of people say, hey, this would be a cool checkpoint or that would be a cool checkpoint. But access in and out is really important. We've got a lot of cars with trailers and things. So when you've got an area like this where you've got a nice access in, a nice access out without having to back up trailers or anything like that, yeah, that's what makes this a really cool rest stop. And we can handle, you know, you might have anywhere up to a dozen cars here at any one time, and it's got the space to handle that, as well as all the people who are just here going about their daily business. So you might have seen a meme that was posted on our Sick the Mag Facebook group where there was a picture of like palm trees and oceanside roads, and it said this is what people think Florida is. And then there's a photo of a road like this, which is what Florida really is. And it's kind of true. I mean, particularly in this part of Florida, there's a lot of logging goes on. So yeah, you see a lot of these big pine plantations. They kind of dominate the landscape around here. So not so many palm trees around this part of Florida, but it's still pretty in its own way. Well, we might not have Buc-ee's in Florida, but this is probably the next big thing. It's called the Busy Bee. Not quite as big as Buc-ee's, but it's a pretty big gas station. Well, we're now in Georgia. I know we call this Sick Week Florida, but we are going to swing into Georgia for a little bit. Go up to South Georgia Motorsports Park, of course. And so to get there, we're driving, what are we on? Route 41. This kind of runs parallel to the interstate. Given that we've got a couple of days of interstate driving for the last 2 days of the event, we want to try and avoid that wherever possible. So I'm thinking we're going to steer everyone through Jasper and then Jennings, and then we're going to have a look and see if a drive right through the guts of Valdosta will work. So we'll check that out. Alright, so looking at potential checkpoints, found this place, Rascals Bar and Grill. Looks like it's got a pretty decent sized car park, nice in and out, maybe a good spot to get some food, things like that. So unfortunately not open right now, but we'll give them a call and see if they can maybe help us out and see if this is the type of event that might be up their alley. Trucks, trailers, pickups and vans next right. So coming up to one of the Florida agricultural inspection stations here. We've been in touch with the people who run these, and by the letter of the law, anything with a trailer is required to stop. So I know there's a lot of stories from locals and stuff like that, basically saying that, you know, they never stop and they're totally fine. But by the letter of the law, you are required to stop. So that's some information we're going to give you guys. You can see the little cloud area there on the right. So he's on here, I guess, didn't stop. But basically they're mainly looking for, I think, fruit and vegetables coming across, animals. Stuff like that. That's a risk to the agriculture industry. They're not really interested in what we're doing. So there's a good chance if you pull off onto the side that they're just going to wave you through. But like I said, by the letter of the law, you are required to stop. Alright, so getting towards the end of the day here, driving along the I-75. This will be our D4 route from Valdosta down to Ocala, heading towards the Don Garlits Museum of Drag Racing. Now, I know a few people have kind of expressed concerns like, well, they want to do like a mapped out route for day 4. Look, I think this is the different kind of strategy that we're taking with the event, which is to make these end of day experiences really cool. And I think the Don Garlits Museum of Drag Racing kind of drag and drive car show that we're putting together is going to be one of the, just the best experiences of any drag and drive event. So really our priority is getting people there as quickly and as easily as possible from South Georgia Motorsports Park. So that means the interstate. Look, you'll have the option of taking the slow roads if you want. I think it's Route 41 that kind of runs parallel to the interstate. So that will still be an option for people. We're basically letting them choose whatever path they want to take. And there's really only a couple of ways to get down there. There's the interstate and Route 41, like I said. So some people said this is the easy way out. I kind of disagree. I think the quieter kind of country roads are actually a lot easier to manage. This is fast, this is kind of slow because there's a little bit of traffic around right now, but it's not unusual to see traffic just doing 80-90 mile an hour. So that'll definitely be a test for some cars, and they'll be putting those gear vendor overdrives to work, getting down the interstate, and hopefully it should be only a couple of hours from South Georgia Motorsports Park to the Don Garlis Museum of Drag Racing, maybe 3 hours. I don't think we're going to have any checkpoints. I might look at a couple of spots, but I don't think the checkpoints are really necessary for this day, given that we're going to have just one badass checkpoint in Ocala right at the end of the day. Alright, so just wrapping up the day. The sun's going down now. It's, what time is it? It's 5 o'clock on the dot. So yeah, that's another challenge we face running a drag and drive event in February, is that we don't have daylight saving time. Sunset's a lot earlier. So it is a little bit of a challenge getting everybody in before dark, but that's why we've got these short drives. Makes life a little easier. So I'm just at a rest stop just south of Gainesville. It's kind of a little bit of a hidden secret. There's kind of a nice view here. Well, it's about as nice a view as you can get by the interstate over the Paynes Prairie. So yeah, that about wraps up the video. Let us know what you think about the route in the comments. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing all you guys at Sick Week, and we know you're going to have a blast. Thanks guys.